Have you ever been at a place where you want to serve God, but it seems like everything around you is going the other way? And many times it's easy to feel abused at that point. It's easy to feel like people are using you. To make it worse, his father sends him. And his father says, go far away to deliver food. You know, I would be like, listen, I'm the king. What do you mean go and deliver food? Send somebody else. But David humbles himself. He humbles himself and goes to deliver, because David always had an attitude that he was able to always go out of the way for people. It didn't matter how they treated him, he would still serve faithfully. We see this characteristic in David even when Saul betrays him. Even when Saul tries to kill him, David still says, I will serve him faithfully. Beloved, one of the biggest tests of your life is the test of faithfulness in service. Faithfulness in service. It may not be in church, but it could be faithfulness in service in your marriage, faithfulness in service in your business, faithfulness in service in your community. That is always one of the biggest tests of your life, faithfulness. Faithfulness is usually seen when things are not going your way. Faithfulness is usually seen when things are not happening the way that you dictated. But David learned to go out of the way for his people. So he realized that he was eligible for abnormal usage and abnormal elevation, because anybody and everyone could use him. He was not selective. He was not selective. I see this many times in the community. People pick who to respond to. They pick. But God gives us people over our lives to teach us humility. Imagine if we didn't have to work or to serve other people. Our attitudes. Hey. Some of you couldn't tell me anything. So we serve to learn a valuable lesson, characteristic of value, that is humility. And many times God uses usually mediocre leaders, oppressive leaders, to teach us that he's still with us. If God was God, why did God allow the children of Israel to be subjected to slavery? If his hand was over their life, why were they in slavery? How can slaves be chosen people? So some of you are asking this question: how can me, where I am, be a chosen person? My business is on the verge of closing. How am I chosen? I'm this close to being fired. How am I chosen? I'm losing everything. How am I chosen? Because God specializes in turning abuse into abundance. Oh, man. God knows how to turn an abusive situation and put you in a place where suddenly you move from being a slave, a prisoner like Joseph, to being a ruler. So he can turn repression into rulership. So your situation is not beyond God's hand. Your situation is not beyond God doing things. Okay, some of you are looking at me like I'm funny. Let's go to Psalm 66 and verse 12. Psalm 66 verse 12. God specializes in turning abuse into abundance. But that situation turns when people realize that their usage is truly to God. That they are devoted to God. Psalm 66 and verse 12. Look at this. It says, you have caused men to ride over our heads. This is a psalm. This is not a psalm to the devil. This is a psalm to God. Are we together? This is not a prayer point saying, Satan, you've caused. This is a prayer or a psalm to God. And the first thing is saying, you are the cause of this. You are the cause of this. This scripture is not saying, no, the devil has allowed. Sometimes we give the devil too much credit. You have caused men to ride over our heads. We went through the fire. So if God caused men to ride over their heads, who caused them to go through the fire? Huh? It's not a trick question. It's right there. It's God. God not only put men over their heads, he put them through the fire, he put them through the water. But look at this. But what does it say? Read that for me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. But you brought us out into, hallelujah. He brought us out into a what? May God bring you into a wealthy place. I said, may God bring you into a wealthy place. May your business come into a wealthy place. May your career come into a wealthy place. May your family enter into a wealthy place. You see, when you realize that God is behind everything, it means the result will always be good. You see, when you credit the devil, you credit him for the outcome as well. Ah, man, I'm preaching to myself. Let me try my people this side. When you credit the devil for your circumstances, you will credit him for the outcome. But when you credit God, oh my God. I said when you credit God, it means the outcome shall come out in your favor. I came to declare over your life that wherever you are, because you are a servant of God, because you are being used by God, no matter how difficult the situation may be, it shall turn out for your favor. I said it shall turn out for your favor. May God turn things around in your favor. Say amen.